Hi, Jay.
Hi, Chef.
How
Good
are
to see
you?
you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Great.
This is John.
John,
Chef, good to see you
pleasure.
again.
Pleasure to meet you. Yeah. Thanks for coming to Crea. So you found us in the middle of preparing for a workshop. Actually,
Okay.
we're doing a tasting on Thursday, and then we have the innovation team here doing some new recipe development as well. The idea of the kitchen of the future, where you need less prep cooks, there's less time that you need to prepare the food, less time on pickup, really organized processes. I'll show you, for example, even the prep recipes is all digital software. So we do what we consider an incubator kitchen system here. So Crea essentially acts as a corporate chef or, basically the menu development implementers for a concept that doesn't have necessarily a chef. So I kind of describe it as us being sort of like a ghostwriter. So we'll do everything from design the kitchen to do the menu implementation, train the staff, and even work on the food safety management systems. And actually, we have a completely new piece of equipment from Middleby Turbo Chef, which is a solution to having several different pieces of rapid cook equipment. Average pickup time for sous vide products from Cuisine Solutions or really any other prepared food is around 3 minutes. Our longest pickup time on anything is actually 4 minutes, and that's for French fries. But we can serve a beautiful, 9-ounce, thyme-flavored chicken breast in 2 minutes.
And you are very much involved in terms of how you design the kitchen according to that model, correct?
Yeah. In fact, when Turbo Chef was about to release the new Plexor oven, they reached out to Cuisine Solutions and Crea to help with the beta testing. So in fact, behind you right here is version 1 of the Plexor oven, which has the 3 cavities. Before it was released for sale, actually, myself and another colleague on our team went down to Dallas at the Middleby Innovation Kitchen, and we did a bunch of testing with our products to see if the functions were close to what we wanted. And then we came up with the final model. So this actually is a piece that's going into our restaurant opening in DC. So this Turbo Chef oven is essentially 3-in-1. So the footprint and the width of it is only taking up the space of maybe like 1.5 countertop ovens. So when you look at the volume that you would pump out of one station, you're essentially turning like 3 stations into one. You can adjust it so it's rapid cook, which is a combination of convection, impingement, and a little microwave. Or you can do like just impingement or just convection. So maybe I would do just convection for something like cookies. Maybe I would do impingement for something like chicken wings. And then maybe for a sandwich, I need a little bit of that radar to heat it all the way through and crisp the outside as well. The cavity is really cool because when it's done cooking, it doesn't stay inside of the heat source, it comes back out. So we know that with rapid cook, like the carryover continues for a while, so we're not worried about it getting cold. In fact, it's going through like this resting phase while the cook is finishing plating something else. They turn around, they take their wings, and they're ready to go. A lot of places are looking to build businesses in sites that maybe don't have existing hoods. Hoods can cost, $20,000, $30,000 a floor if you need to install a Type 1 hood in a kitchen where you haven't had one before. So any of the equipment that we're experts in is mostly ventless because we know it can just be plugged into any site.
And then design the menu around what this piece of equipment can do.
Exactly.
But this can pretty much do a several amount of food.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
This is Perfect Fry. It's also under the same Middleby umbrella. But even when we're full at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, it only creates just a little bit of vapor, but no grease-laden vapor, because inside you've got 3 different kinds of filter systems. So there's the baffle filter and then also charcoal. So the air just kind of blows out the back, and we don't have to worry about any special permitting for grease-laden vapor, which is pretty cool. Yep. And it doesn't even get that hot. Like when it's in full use, I can touch all the sides and I don't burn myself. Okay. Yeah. With Crea, of course, we do consulting. We were talking about that with the kitchen design and equipment procurement. But we also are working on what we consider the future of sous vide. It's like the second level to the sous vide training that we've been doing in the past. But our focus is finding ways to combat food waste with the help of sous vide. What we do is we essentially take a product that has trimmings, We even partner with a local produce company where we take the trimmings from their fresh cut vegetables, and we are able to extract the flavor from something like a carrot peel. So all of the flavor goes into a liquid that we then concentrate through freezing. And essentially the best way to think about it is like a slushie.
Yeah.
So anything that can be liquid while it's cold or at room temperature, the ice is freezing at a higher temperature than the flavor that's left behind. So what we're able to do is get it to that perfect temperature. We call it the eutectic point. And you're able to essentially remove just the pure water without affecting the purity of the flavor, which is really beautiful. And something like this, which is actually milk, we're only increasing the properties, its natural functions, such as foaming, or emulsification, or even the sweetness, because the ratio of the lactase is just increasing when we remove the water, which is really cool. So with this, we do what we like to call a guilt-free whipped cream.
Yeah, that's great.
Because the milk is freezing,
Sure.
the water inside of the milk is freezing around the same temperature of the fat, and it just comes out naturally with it. But the properties of the protein are increasing, so it makes a beautiful foam, which is pretty cool. So we're doing hundreds and hundreds of experiments on different produce and liquids, and we're working towards being able to manufacture. But right now it's top chefs that are using this technique, like Yannick Galeno. Thomas Keller came for our first training with his whole team, the chefs at French Laundry and Per Se, and his corporate chef. Daniel Boulud's team, Robuchon's team, and they're starting to introduce it into their menus because they already do sous vide, so they're finding ways to extract more flavor and make delicious dishes with that.
And it makes an impact on your
definitely.
operating margins and so forth. Absolutely, and reduction of waste.
So as a training facility, we actually have had like all of the top chefs do our inauguration of the extraction and cryoconcentration training. We've had a relationship with Thomas Keller and his team pretty much since he started to learn how to cook sous vide. Gerard was pretty integral in that in the first introduction. But this was our introduction to them to the cryoconcentration and extraction process, which kicked off our annual trainings. We do them about 4 times a year, just like sous vide. And we've had all of the top chefs send their teams. So Daniel Boulud, Thomas Keller, Joël Robuchon, Yannick Galeno. And we've had actually a lot of interest in folks that are in different parts of the food industry. So bartenders, using cryoconcentration is really fun to add to cocktails. And then also pastry chefs love it because when you have something that, even if it's not a sweet product, like maybe tomato peels, we can extract that, and if we get the bricks high enough, we can spin it into a beautiful sorbet. And then of course the ultimate goal is to have a fully sustainable process. So the solids that are left over after the extraction process, we're always looking at fermentation options. So we've been playing around with things like vinegars and compost or ciders. Possibilities are endless, so it's pretty exciting.
The future is changing, whether it's from a kitchen design, whether it's from a food preparation, whether it's food waste. Always great to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah, we're always happy to be a resource.
Hopefully bring a team of chefs at some point and be with you.
You are always welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
Excellent.
Chef. Thanks for coming by.
Pleasure.